Hola, bom dia. Munson here in Foz de Arelho. And let me just do a quick studio check. Mic check, mixer check, laptop check, headphones check. Good morning, Portugal mug. One of the most important parts of the setup here. Good morning, Portugal mug check. And tomato plants check. We are live from the garden of actually author and good friend Catherine Conan. Look. She's the author of Healing Visions, and that is the Skeptical Healer book here that she wrote, First Aid for the Soul. Thank you, Kate. We're in our garden and broadcasting from the garden in Foz de Arelho. Well, I'll tell you more about Foz de Arelho this morning. Tell me how the sound is, everybody. My microphone sounds a little bit weird, but, you know, another day, another studio, as it is at the moment. Now, thank you, Jacqueline CDM. It did go very well, considering it's one of the most challenging things you can do in your life, and we do it far too often. So, yeah, remarkably well. You know, some stress, which was immediately calmed by human kindness and good humor. What else do we have in times of adversity? And that's what we're all about here on the Good Morning Portugal show, bringing that with a Portuguese flavor, whether you're here in Portugal already and you're part of this community from that point of view, or you want to be, you are most welcome, friends. And Andrea Hogan was here a long time ago this morning. Bon dia, good morning, and happy Friday to you. I was watching, Andrea, I could see you queuing up early to be here. And Matty, who's in Portugal. Oh, let's have a quick look at the pictures from Matty this morning. Weather report from Relvas in central Portugal. A cloudy one. There's his sunrise this morning. I don't know, half an hour in probably. And an actually granular weather report. Look at that. Condensation or rain on the balcony. The balcony that we're getting to know actually quite well. We're familiar with that view now, aren't we? If you watch, if you watch on a regular basis. I was going to say the elephant in the room. I can't possibly talk about Mrs. M as the elephant in the room. Otherwise, I'm going to be in well, I'm probably already in trouble now. I think Finnegan, the dog, wants to come out. Sorry, Kate. Yeah, of course. Maybe he'll come and say hello. This is a lovely boy who lives here, Finnegan. I know you love your dogs here on a Good Morning. Hey, Finnegan, you going to come and say hello? I don't know. He's a Saluki hound, the beast, the canine beast of the gentry and royalty, right? You might see him in a moment as he has a little saunter around his garden. He's a prince or a king among dogs. Where was I? Oh, yeah, the elephant in the room that is Mrs. M. Not bitter at all about how popular she was. Well, didn't she do brilliantly yesterday? I've got some feedback, I think, about Mrs. M's stepping in for me yesterday. Great job today, Mrs. M, said Eric yesterday. She's come to the window to listen. I just described you as the elephant in the room. Sorry, I didn't mean it. Oh, dear. What brand of black seed oil? Oh, no, that was for the doc the day before. Lovely show, Louisa. Thank you. I first saw you and Carl on Expats Everywhere, and that's how I made my way over to the Expats Portugal community. Great news. Yeah, communities working together. Maybe you could do a weekly segment with Carl. What? On school, kid, family stuff questions. What's that? I need to speak to your agent. Okay, she's gone really celeb now. She's gone all sort of, Kardashian. We were moving from the US with two small kids when we make the jump and trying to figure out, Minnie, put some clothes on for heaven's sakes. Go on, rascals. All naturists in the Munson family here. You're lucky I've got a shirt on, frankly. Okay, let's see. Where was I before? Okay, moving from the US with two small kids, when we make the jump and just trying to figure out the school stuff has turned into a full-time job. Yeah, it can be like that, can't it, Kirsten? But thank you for that. I'll see what I can do. I will talk to her agent. Great show today with Louisa in the hot seat. She should do a regular. She should do us all a solid and do a regular, maybe with us. You do not realize how much stuff you've got until it's time to move. Ain't that the truth, John Pierce? So thank you very much for those comments. I think there are more, and I'm sure people will be saying more in the comments here this morning. I can see I'm slightly in shadow here. I haven't got my studio lighting. We're in a garden, for heaven's sakes. It's literally an outside broadcast, but you do not want to see the extended baggage that's like, what was it Gary said the other day? Got more bags than a Tesco checkout. That hasn't got any better in the last few days. Let's see what you're all saying this morning. So, relvas and a bon dia para todos de uma relva umida e neblosa. So, a humid and cloudy day in Relvas in central Portugal this morning. Andrea, how is your vacation going, Matty? So let us know how it's going, mate. Yeah, we're gathering you're having a good time, bumping into people from the community, meeting up specifically with people from the community, getting your NIF number and record time, all that sort of stuff. So let us know. Have you got an update for us today? Due to Carl and family, we're moving yesterday, I think. Just this show is an hour later. No, folks, that is a user error for sure. This show is not an hour later. This show is bang on time this morning, I think you'll find. That is fantastic. It starts at 10 a.m. here, so 31 minutes to go. No, I think you cloggies have got it messed up this morning. We are live here in Portugal at 7 minutes past 9 this morning. Andrea admits here, I usually have the page up and ready an hour early. Oh, I say, she likes to get it up early. Does Andrea in the Netherlands there? Bon dia from Jim and Mandy. Up, Jim. Nice early morning to you as well. Oh dear, was looking at wrong watch. Yes, thank you very much. And Hank Staliger is here. Hey, Hank. I do love the vibe between you and the doc. It's worth tuning in on the Wednesdays at the docks here, the 2nd and 4th, just to see the bromance that there is between the doc and Hank. Always a fist between those two. Hola, bon dia from fiery California. Tudo bem? And Stephen Wells, bon dia. Oh, actually, it's meant to be Feel Good Friday with Philomena, isn't it? Feel Good Friday and a Philomena Friday. So we'll do that nice intro so we can sing together. I've even got my reverb set up, especially for that. Even in the garden, I've got reverb. Feel Good Friday. Whoa. Yes. Please don't go. Hank, Stephen. Did I load up the old primate image? The young primates will be gathering tonight for the man cave. And let me just put up, this is what it looks like. If you're not familiar with the man cave, this is the sort of thing you will see this evening from around 10 o'clock. No, it's not too many pictures. This man, these two men, probably on the man cave tonight. I think it's safe to delete that now, and then I'll be able to get up the other one for you to show you what happens on a Friday night. So we'll come back to that in just a moment. How is everyone this morning? Let me know. Yvonne, is that? Yes, I think I've got that right, haven't I? Yvonne, Anna, good morning from Sydney. Love your show. Oh, thank you. Oh, let's get rid of those two. Let's get rid of the Pet Shop Boys. What are they still doing on there? This is later on tonight. Look at this. Andy, Lee, Carvo, Frank, Matty, Stephen, Nurse, bring the screens. That's what it looks like on a Friday night from about 10 o'clock. Man Cave Reloaded. All right, so back to Yvonne Anna. In Sydney, thank you so much. Lots of love to you in Australia. Hard times over there at the moment. Hope that all goes well for you. And is your interest in coming here? If I may probe a little, Yvonne, are you looking to make the breakout to Portugal? Francis is here as well. Bon dia alegria. And of course, it's Philomena who gave us that phrase, and we'll hear from her this morning on a clip. She's touring the Azores. Look, there's Finnegan. Let me just, if I take that off. Oh, he's a shy. Like he's just hiding behind my name there on the screen. We'll see more of him in the background. Bon dia alegria. Going to have to watch the recording. Just wanted to drop in and wish you all a wonderful weekend. That's really nice and sweet of you. Thank you, Francis. Bon dia from Thunder Duck. Alegria. Thank you very much. Bon dia, alegria. Oh, yeah, I see. A little song there from Thunder Duck. The sound that you can hear in the background is a child bouncing a ball. Go somewhere else for a minute. I'm trying to do a broadcast here, kids. He's just run off now. Muito prazer. Hank Stalica says, is that about my comment between the bromance there? And I hope Finnegan doesn't do a big poo behind me now. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Not in the tomatoes. Honestly, Kate go mad if she sees that. Everyone from Hank. Elra Linda's here from Finland. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Elra. How are you? Paul Richards. You right, Paul? After last night. Greetings from Harrogate. Looks like you're getting closer to Lisbon. Might be a tad windy where you are now. I say, why did you say that? Paul, on the Silver Coast. That's where we are. Foz do Arelho. Yeah. Actually, it's a very still and beautiful morning here. If I just allow the sun to rest on my face for a moment. And breathe. Feel the sun on your face if you're lucky enough to have that going on for you at the moment. But Paul, yes, from last night's webinar. Paul, I really enjoyed it. I know you didn't. We were talking about driving in Portugal last night, and we had Umberto from the ACP and Isadora, two great folks who do so much to give so much value, actually, to people who join what is the equivalent of the AA and the RAC here in Portugal. And we offer a discount on that, or they offer us a discount if you want to sign up. Do that in our business directory, much more than a motoring and safety organisation. And I don't even know if I dare mention it without stirring the ire of Paul again, a true petrol head, I think, or as our guest Ugo and his pal Nuno from insurance were talking about. Lots of Tesla love last night, and it's a Marmite brand, isn't it? It's, you know, it is definitely the Apple of the motoring world, and I really enjoyed their enthusiasm about it. But it was definitely Marmite motoring for some people. Paul, last night. Go, bon dia, and yes, we can hear you. That's good to know. Todo o mundo. Sorry, it's occasionally, as you know, push the button and then suddenly everything scrolls on miles into comments down. So a little bit of crack on here, isn't I? Todo o mundo. Everyone around the world is that. Sounds great. Oh, and he knows a thing or two about sound. Does Thunder Duck. That's fantastic. I've got a bit of a problem with my levels, which I think you're going to help me out with. I did think of something that I wanted your help with, Audio Man Thunder, but we'll come back to that, I'm sure, and we'll meet up again soon. Yeah, Jacqueline, thank you so much for that. It went very well considering. And morning, fella, from Gary. How are you, Gary? And looking forward to catching up with you at some point when all this is over, when the dust settles. Jeff Jackson, fantastic studio. Moving is really challenging. Glad to see you well. Absolutely. Top of the morning here. It really is. And if you weren't here earlier on, our host and friend is Catherine Conan here that you can see. This book is called Healing Visions, and she's the author. Look at that lovely photo of her on the back there. That's our pal Catherine there, whose garden this is. And she does the healing retreat. She's a healer. She does an amazing, or has an amazing healing gift. But interestingly, she calls herself the skeptical healer. And we will talk to her on a Spiritual Portugal show at some point. First Aid for the Soul is the name of the book. And I think she's one of those fantastically reluctant healers. You know, it happens. It's kind of, you know, it just comes through me. It's how I think Kate is about it. And I think she has got an amazing gift that she's very, very modest about, because I don't think she really sees it as her power. She's the messenger of this. So looking forward to talking to her at some point and enjoying her wonderful hospitality and her garden here. Paul Williams, hola bon dia from a misty and mellow Peñascoso. How you doing there, Paul? I loved it over your way. I didn't work out on a house over that way, but it was really nice to tour over near Abrantes and see where you lived in the outback of Portugal. It's Wild West, mate. Miguel Baptista, how are you? Bon dia from the Alentejo. Where, Miguel? Where in the Alentejo are you, Senor Batista? It would be good to know more about you if you're happy to share. Bon dia, Alegria. Happy New Home to you, Luisa, and the family. Yeah, it's just a very beautiful and hospitable staging post, this one, off to Lisbon for a few days, Penny. But, you know, if you've got a garden and tomato plants and stuff that you want me to broadcast from, you know where I am. Leslie Taylor, bon dia, happy Friday. Hello, Leslie. Bob Yonke, yeah, Bob, bon dia to you. I think you were one of the many people that enjoyed Luisa's performance yesterday. It was a right old performance all across the family yesterday. I mean, she did so well in the middle of the chaos to put a show out like that. Bon dia, Alegria from Lisboa, from Cindy B. Another fan of Mrs. M. Yeah, Mrs. M, well done. Look at this. Luisa was great yesterday, but I overslept, unfortunately, and only got the last 15 minutes or so. Oh, okay. So having a bit of a lie-in from time to time too. That's good. Bon dia. Yeah, recharging your batteries, right? Healthy move. Healthy move, Maddie. Bon dia. Glad you've all survived stage 1 of moving. We have. Thank you, Fiona. Lots of love to you this morning. Bon dia todos from Michelle Castro Vieira. Hello, Michelle. Lovely to have your company. And nice to see a bit of glamour on the program yesterday. Yeah, you know, I thought that might happen. Andy, Aveiro Andy. Oh, this is easier on the eye. Well, thank you very much. Helen T. Oh, bon dia from Bermuda this morning. Which every time I hear the word Bermuda, mention of Bermuda, I think of the Imperial Leather advert, where the family are they're in massive jacuzzis, aren't they, on an aeroplane, And I think the mum or the dad says Bermuda looks nice, and they pick up the phone. Please take us to Bermuda now. Implying that if you used imperial leather soap in the 1970s, you would suddenly become rich and be able to travel anywhere in the world. And some people still have the same bar of imperial leather in their shower, I think. I know my dad did, from the 70s, with the label, indestructible, well, not indestructible, sort of partly worn label on the imperial leather soap. And that would stay there, and the rest of the soap would wear down. So eventually you were just soaping yourself with a sticker. Oh, look, there's a... What's he doing? What's he up to? Finnegan, is he squatting? He keeps threatening to, doesn't he? Oh, he's just having a lie down. He's just communing with the vegetation over there. All right, that was close. Paul, Louise, Louise, I'm missing you already. Gemini Bradshaw, good morning, everyone. Hello, Gemini. Bello dia nublado de setembro inside your garden. Yes, Marcos, good morning to you. Cloudy day in September. Is this normal then, Marcos, cloudy days? I mean, I know here on the coast, on the Silver Coast, and it's not called the Silver Coast because of the clouds, Gary, or the colour of people's hair who live here. What was it? It's the colour of the water, isn't it? It's the beautiful silvery coast, just like the Silver Coast of the United States, I understand, in California as well, on the LA side there. Outside your garden, absolutely outside broadcast for you today. I'm thinking, as you say, mention September there. We've got to remember this together, because we've got to remember. So when the 21st day of September comes, not long now, we can have Earth, Wind and Fire Day. Do you remember? Get ready for that, guys. Don't let us forget that one. Always good in the broadcasting calendar. Bon dia, amigos. Nice new green. It's literally a green screen. This is organic, proper organic green screen. Well said, midlife crisis. How are you this morning? Hank Stelica, I can say, hold on. Let me get that straight. I can say without reservation, there isn't a finer person on the planet than Comrade Doc. Now that should be on his T-shirt. He had his Che Guevara T-shirt on. Should we get some Doc T-shirts made up? That'd be really brilliant, wouldn't it? And with that testimonial beneath it, possibly, Hank Stelica. Fantastic. Boys, says Gary, limbering up, exercising his vocal cords for this evening. And Man Cave Reloaded. Hi. We have some other friends from Maastricht then in the Netherlands, CKX13. Hello. All right, Mr. Munson, says Dougie. Dougie will be on with us again soon, a prolific writer for the Portugal News. Always good to talk to Dougie. He gets dressed up for the show as well, bless him. A cravat and blazer sometimes. So look forward to your company again, Douglas. Slightly more serious, right? I mean, give us a taster, if you will, in the comments about your upcoming article. Even put the link if you want, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in greater depth on the show when you join us again, Douglas. And anyone got any nice weekend plans for your bon fin de semana? Do let us know in the comments. And I got a WhatsApp from this man, Ian Turner. Bon dia, Carly todos. Hope you survived the move. I'm glad to see you broadcasting from the garden. Enjoyed Louisa yesterday and suspect a show with the two of you would be a cracker. Great deal. Well, we do our Tuesday night show, and that has to be after the kids go to bed. I mean, we gladly do a morning show together, like Portugal's Pip and Holly, or Richard and Judy, or insert the cultural broadcasting duo of your choice in there. Probably there are better comparisons than Richard and Judy, although, it's not like what's it called, Alan. Oh, I can't remember the name. The great DJ Pastiche. That is, I'm Alan Partridge. He never had a decent female opposite number, did he? But I see myself in that sort of realm. You choose anyway. But yeah. We do a Tuesday night because kids gone to bed by the time we start broadcasting, which is 11 o'clock at night, 11 till 12 on a Tuesday. That's where you can catch us. But yeah, we definitely got to get Louisa back on the screen, and maybe the pair of us when we've employed an au pair. Bon dia to Porto. Hey, hello. It's a good morning from Porto from Zé Pedro Martins this morning. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. And Cookie Couture is here from YouTube, seriously considering a move to Portugal, enjoying your vids for info. That is possibly one of the side effects of moving, is I'm not thinking straight or reading straight, that's for sure. So thank you very much for that, Cookie. Trying to convince the wife, a doctor, what the hospitals are like. How does working for the health service compare to the UK? Well, interestingly, a lot of Portuguese people work in the UK health service, don't they? You could probably ask colleagues in Portuguese colleagues in UK hospitals, if that's where you are, Cookie Couture. And wasn't it famously a yes, one of Boris Johnson's nursing team was Portuguese, but found that the way that UK is going, they're coming back to Portugal or going elsewhere in the world, I believe, unless that was a bit of scandalous propaganda just used to demerit the PM and his administration. So other people, I'm sure, can comment on that. We love the health service here. We absolutely do. But you're going to need to learn to speak Portuguese, aren't you? I don't know if that's possible or already doable for your wife there, the doctor, Cookie. Great to hear from you. Thank you very much for your kind words and your inquiry, and we'll see what we can do to help you. Bon dia from somewhere near Oliveira do Hospital. So you're in the country now, right? So you made the leap. Is this permanent, Mark? I mean, when I ask questions of people, you don't have to answer them, okay? I do mean to be nosy, but obviously it's optional if you want to answer it or not. But it's always interesting, all the Portugal stuff, people moving over here. And but that's great, Mark. Normally we see you tuned in from Norfolk, and you're near wonderful Oliveira do Hospital, which is actually one of the first places I visited in Portugal, Tabua. And that is an epicenter of permacultural and off-grid activity, isn't it, over that way? Beautiful little town that is. Tabua's great as well, and you're not far from Goish and Arganil over that way. Jackie, is it all catching up with you a bit? Sleepy Friday morning from a cloudy Santiago de Cochen from Jackie and Chris. Lovely to hear from you. Sounds like you're having a nice, almost like a Sunday morning. Like, yeah, easy like a Sunday morning. I want to be high, so high. I want to get to that bit where he goes, ooh, that was far too much singing, and if I receive enough complaints, I will stop in that. If I receive any encouragement, I will gladly go on. Loving my reverb this morning. Vacation is great, but days and time passing by too quick. That's the way it goes, isn't it? Can't wait, even more so, to move in January. Nice one. So it would seem then, Mr. Matty, that this is a confirmatory, affirmatorizing. Let's go for a Bushism on that. It's an affirmatorizing trip to Portugal, and all is going very well, it would seem. So I'm so glad to hear that. Bon dia. Seeing what you're currently balancing on, what are 3 things left on your bucket list? Very good, Pete. You saw the view from my point of view here. 3 things on the bucket list for me. We talked about this on the Man Cave, and that's a general question. I'm sure Pete is extending that to everybody here this morning. I'm not much of a bucket list kind of guy, because I've not really held back too much in life, and often done what I've been moved to do. And not a massive traveler either. I know, but for your bucket list, often it's about going to particular places, isn't it, and visiting things around the world. Don't have much of an inkling on that. Whenever I've visited special places in the world, it's probably because I've had another reason to go there. Went to Australia to see a spiritual teacher, but loved going to the Gold Coast and up into the rainforest. Went to India, and that was on business, with a wonderful invitation to New Delhi, and really enjoyed that, but wouldn't have gone there if it hadn't been for business. Went to the Far East because my mother's from there. So I tend to go with a different agenda. As a Cancerian, I'm home loving, you see. That's more for you Sagittarians, isn't it, who like to get out and about around the world. I don't know. I'm sure something will come up, but please, others, please do answer that if you've got anything on your bucket list that you want to share with us. That's savoury, respectful, and lawful this morning, please. Mark Rigby, but bon dia from Povoa de Vagim, where the sun is beginning to poke through the cloud. Isn't that a lovely moment? Always worth a nice overcast, cloudy morning like this, just to see the sun burn through it, and you just know it's coming, don't you? Which I'm sure is a regular occurrence for you, Mark, on the coast there up in the north of Portugal. Bon dia, Carl. Bon dia, alegria, Carl, from Michelle. I asked those questions on your behalf late last night, Michelle, and it was a great session from Peter von Noonen with our Premium Plus folks who are on the Accelerator program to come to Portugal. And we had a great session with Peter and a wonderful wife, Elise, last night. Very good session, and those questions were answered, and they will come to you, Michelle. Stephen Wells, Mark, are you just scouting areas or actually looking at property? He's as nosy as I am. Cookie Couture, Elra says, I suspect she would have a huge pay cut if she moved from UK to Portugal. I think that's true, Elra. But more and more Portuguese people, I think are coming back to Portugal because they're thinking, okay, bigger wages in the UK, but bigger cost of living and more stress. Maybe it's time, like I've said before, a Portuguese pal who knew I was coming here 4 years ago. Not long after I got here, said, "Do you think I should come home?" And I'm saying, "Hell yeah, you should come home. This is a great place." But yeah, it's all about the cost of living, isn't it? And the relative cost of living, and you won't, I don't think, earn as much in the UK. Well, I mean, they are raising money for they're not cutting the wage bill in the UK. It would seem they're raising it through stealthy taxes instead. So it looks like the wages in the UK will remain good, if not the stress levels rocketing a little bit from time to time. Susan is here. Good morning, everyone. Hope all goes well with the move, Carl. Have a great time with the family in Lisbon. Will do, Susan. Thank you so much for that. That's very sweet of you. Carl, you're a trooper, broadcasting all throughout your move. The show must go on. The show must go on. How are you, Louise? We must catch up. Just have a little sip of water here. Bear with me for just one moment. Not a bear with me. It's a dog. Relax. Hold on just a moment. Delightful Portuguese water. Not from the garden. As far as it might be from the garden, actually. But thank you for that, Louise. I'd rather take the bus than own a Tesla. You see, this is what I'm talking about. The old petrol heads, or as Ugo called them last night, the ones driving the dinosaur juice. Because he was addressing this thing about Teslas, electric vehicles, batteries, blah. It's not environmental. He made the very interesting, and I thought quite a good point, that all the batteries, is it 6,000 of them? It's like 6,000 laptop batteries in the floor pan of a Tesla, which others were saying is like, it's a laptop with wheels, basically, or a supercomputer, some others might say, with wheels. But all the batteries are recyclable now. And when you burn petrol, it's not very, or diesel, it's not very recyclable, is it? So that was quite a good case that it was made by Ugo, who wasn't a salesman for Tesla. He was just talking from his pure enthusiasm. Everyone thought he was a salesman, but he so wasn't. He just wanted to talk about his love of Tesla, and he's such an instrumental person in bringing the whole Tesla movement and growing it here in Portugal. Doug, however, needs a juicy V8. That's not like V8 juice. It's that strange tasting kind of tomato carrot juice with, what is it, top notes of celery, right? I haven't had that for a while. I quite like it. Again, that's a Marmite drink, isn't it? Do you like V8 juice or tomato juice or not? Most of you probably prefer a tomato juice with a vodka in it. No searching around for broken charging points. Ooh, get you, Dougie. It's not as if, the old juicy V8s are maintenance free, is it? And the other point, that the attack that's often made on Tesla was, why don't you let other people use your charging points? Well, he said that's going to change, and they will do. They can't be an environmental company and have such an exclusivity on their charging. So it looks like that's changing too. But yeah, you petrol heads are hard to please, it has to be said. Bom dia, Portugal. Bom dia, Portugal, from Gary Ogles. I hope we've sorted that out, our connection there, Gary. You wanted to get in touch with me. I hope that's sorted now. Check your messages. Gobbo from Matty. And what's this? At Solo 50 plus, expat Portugal, bon dia, Louise. Where you were located today? Got your reply. So Matty and Louise connecting in the community, and everyone wants to know where's Louise. She moves more than we do, I think it's fair to say. But that's part of the design, isn't it, of being a house sitter and exploring Portugal. Where are you today? Dare you say, Louise? Carl, Mrs. M let slip that someone has been trying to smother you with a pillow. Tell us more. I thought somebody would pick up on that, and I'm not entirely surprised it's you, Pete. I think that's more of a late night over a glass of wine thing when we do that one day, Pete. Okay, and I will let you know, because I do not want to incriminate anybody unnecessarily. I'm so over it, believe me. But yes, some of those feather-based shenanigans have gone on in my life. Just going to leave that hanging there. Coming back very soon to look at property, says Gary, to renovate for our family to live in. Send pics, definitely, of that process. We want to know. Mark's seen 4 properties, so he's given into our nosiness. Seen 4 properties and 9 to go. Getting a great feel for properties, areas, and what's available. Day off property view. Yes, very good. Good to have a little bit of a change and enjoy the place as well, because it can get a little bit stressful, can't it? Hey, Carl, next time you're in California, can you do a Good Morning California show from my living room? Yes, I'd love to. I do love California, I had the pleasure of staying with relatives in Bel Air. Oh, yes. Can I sing that? And had a lovely time there. Good morning to you, Peter and Donna. and they lent me their car. Will you drive the kids to school? And I'm driving, the kids to school through all these icons. The kids are just so blasé about it, and I'm like, I'm driving through California, everybody. I'm in LA, driving in LA. Whoa! And drove, the Big Sur route and everything. I loved it, absolutely loved it. And there are resonances as far as I'm concerned. This is the California of Europe over here in Portugal, on the west coast of Europe, of course. But yes, is the short answer, Hank. How do we make that happen? Bon dia from the green screen to the greenhouse. Carl rewilding the show. Oh yes, some great things growing behind me. I don't know if you can make them out. Some of you watching in whatever it is, like 48-inch high plasma, high def, might be able to see some of those things behind me. But yes, that's brilliant, Fiona and Simon. We are rewilding. We're out on location this morning, and it's a bon dia as well from Antonio FLU, my friend. Thank you for being here. Imperial Leather. I knew some people would remember Imperial Leather. Gives a lather that transports you to the sweaty 70s. Yeah, and then you can splash it all over with a bit of Brute 33 after you've come out of the bath, can't you, Pete? You got any Brute left, Pete? Is that on your array of male fragrances next to the Old Spice? I was thinking the same. I want the rest of the story. Nope. When I see people in person, I will do the to tell you about the pillow thing. Portugal, haha. Was it more than one? You see, this is what happens if you don't address the rumors. They start to get out of hand, don't they? So let's see where this goes. This is turning into multiple smotherings now, isn't it? And obviously there's going to be some sort of scandalous, salacious, sexual angle put upon it. Let's see what happens by the time we get to 10 o'clock this morning. When I'm back at home, I can send more dog pics, as my babies are in the dog pension right now. But yeah, mine too. Jimmy's gone for a spa stay. You heard about what was going to happen to Jimmy, didn't you, yesterday? You can take the girl out of Kent, can't you? But you can't take Kent out of the girl. There she is, my dear wife. Yeah, Jimmy's going off to the kennel. He can have his balls cut off as well. Castration, darling. And there's probably even a more cultured veterinary term for that. Anywhere near Castanera de Pera who has knowledge of local laws and requirements to renovate a property, I would appreciate any help. Well, Gary, do you know Pete, the man who created our opening sequence there? He's the unofficial ambassador of Castanera de Pera of CDP. So we've got CDMs and CDPs, haven't we? So approach Pete, and I'm sure he can put you in touch with the right people over that way. Oh, look, here she is. Shelley is here. Hello, Shelley. How are you? Lots of love to you this morning. Looking forward to meeting up with you again soon, somehow. We're both at our universes are quite... I was going to say fraught. I mean, it's partly that, isn't it? But complicated at the moment, and I'm sure, and we are looking forward to seeing you again soon. So thank you for joining this morning. Really appreciate it. And I think you'll like my backdrop this morning. And you'll certainly, wouldn't it be great if you can meet us with Kate as well, who is our host this morning and author of Healing Visions. Here we are this morning. First Aid for the Soul from the Skeptical Healer. And I just need to have another. I am a bit exhausted. I'm sure it doesn't come as any surprise. I need to stop. So actually, what we can do here now is just go into a little bit of a meditation here. Let's have a rest. Should we have a pit stop this morning? A Portugal pit stop. I'll put some reverb on. So if we can, maybe we just That's a didgeridoo, isn't it? Proper new age. Whatever's hurting, put it near the speaker now, and you'll have some healing vibes coming through my didgeridoo. And then we'll go into silence so that I can drink some water, okay? That's what all the gurus do. When they go silent, it's just so that they can walk off and have a bite from a burger and a sip of Coke and then come back. So let's just go be in your senses. Breathe out and let the healing didgeridoo do its thing on you. And silence. I bet you feel better for that, don't you? Whatever your faults, defects, or impairments, lay them on your radio and let the vibes flow through. Yes, Funkadelic fans will know that one. So, Shelley, good morning to you, and thank you for joining us. Well, I hope you enjoyed that healing interlude. I can do more didgeridoo sessions on request, and maybe that's more for a Spiritual Portugal thing. And I also offer pardons for the right price as well. We will have a big barbecue birthday party on Sunday and Monday, so that's the plan for in the Matty part of the world, Matty part of Portugal. Here we go. The Algarve is open. Lol from Paul. Carl Louisa, where is your final destination? It's looking like we're going to stay in the Silver Coast, folks. Please cross all your fingers and cross everything for us. But yeah, pretty certain we're going to be staying in the Silver Coast now. Saturday will mostly be preparation day for Sunday, I guess. Okay, so a proper barbecue, not just legging it down the supermarket and grabbing a few cheap sausages and buying yourself a disposable barbecue and a couple of French sticks. This is a proper one. So marinading going on. Matty the Marinader, by the sound of it, on Saturday, and a beautiful party and barbecue on the Sunday. Fantastic. Is that your birthday then? Do we have to sing a premature parabéns a você? Although you're not, I don't think you're allowed to do that in Portugal. It's seen as bad luck to sing and celebrate in advance. Fair enough. So plans for the weekend, going bowling. Oh, do people still do that this century? How quaint. Is that crown green or is it 10 pin? I wonder, Elra. Probably in Finland, it's 10 pin, isn't it? Because it's going to be, at times of the year, it's going to be hard to break the ice on the bowling green, I suspect. Antonio F, tudo bem? Or was that a cow? That's my didgeridoo. You may knock it, Sean Patterson, but you'll be walking around later on and you'll think, oh, my back twinge has miraculously disappeared. It must have been Carl's didge healing earlier on today. Smashy and nicey. That's me and Lewis, isn't it? Slap that. Yes, not off, all right. Turner Overdrive on the air, Munson. Munson & Munson does have a 70s band name, doesn't it? What? A small child, face pressed against the window. This is the one. Hello, what? Oh, that's lovely. You've got to say that, haven't you? When a child shows you something so meaningful. Look, it's it's a stone. Look, wow, a stone. It's a wonder that we lose, isn't it? As we grow older. Where was I? Abrantes. So this little fella is looking at me through the conservatory window now. Daddy. It's like the railway children. Daddy, daddy. It's my daddy broadcasting. He was in a branch and the kids were sat near these three wonderful bronze statues. And I said to young Sol, look him in the eye, because I want to take him a picture of him face to face with this bronze statue. And I said, look him in the eye. And he heard me say, lick him in the eye. So next thing we know, we have our smallest child licking the eye of a bronze statue. It's probably not the most hygienic thing to be doing, right, in these times. So I was thinking, why is he licking a statue? Oh, he's really letting the family down doing that in a public place. Here are the British expats and their children are licking the statues. But he just misheard me. I said, look him in the eye, not lick him in the eye. But that's, yeah, Munson & Munson. All right, not off. Yeah, that's good, Pete. That's going in the pot. Hank Stelica, tudo ótimo e contigo. And how about you? This is lovely Portuguese lessons going on inside the comments this morning on this Feel Good Friday. Should we have a bit of that? And then we'll play you the message that has been incoming from the Azores, where Philomena is at the moment. This would normally be Philomena Friday, but she is enjoying herself, quite rightly so. She's having the time of her life, the most beautiful trip and the most beautiful photos, which I will turn into a feature-length documentary. Thank you, Philomena. She's sometimes tuning in as well, and she might be here this morning very briefly, but then she might be on an aeroplane, and that's the other thing. So let's just do a little bit of this.
It's Feel Good Friday. It's Feel Good Friday. It's Feel Good Friday. Feeling good on a Friday with Cal Munson and Jenny Boone. Whoa, let's feel good Friday.
Olá, bom dia, alegria. Hello, everybody. So, Carl has asked me if I have some message for everybody, and so I'm just showing you a little bit of the Açores. This is the island of Graciosa. It's an island that is about 13 kilometers by 7, and each island is a little different from the others, and there is always something very nice to visit and very amazing landscapes to see. I'm sure Carl is showing some of the pictures. Well, bye bye and enjoy yourselves. Ciao.
Oh, bless her, Philomena Friday. Not in the usual way, but there she is saying hi from the Azores. There's the right pronunciation. I'm saying Azores. People are saying the Azores. Azores. They're beautiful. How that trips off the tongue. And yes, pictures. I'm saving quite a lot of these because I want to put them all together. Because it's a travelogue that basically Philomena is creating for us. But here is one. Oh no, that's not the Azores. That's Relvash. Here is a view from an airplane. Yet another day, another airplane flying into one of the islands. And there's another. Isn't that amazing? And the Azores, mate, it's an archipelago. If I got that right, archipelago. I'm going to go with. And look at this. I just wanted the photos. The Monio de Pedra. There, is that Monio? Is that the stone windmill? I guess with its beautiful red cap on it there. So many more pictures to come in more of a full-length style from Philomena. But thank you for doing that, Philomena. Really appreciate it. Want to tell you about Foz do Arelho this morning. Great part of Portugal. I got a little bit of a video that I made some while ago. Actually, where have I put that? Is that I've got to load that up, I think. Yeah, I didn't know where I was. I just drove out of Caldas de Rainha, and there at the end of the street was this amazing Atlantic view. Later, I discovered it's Foz do Arelho, but it's quite a complex little setup here. There's the lagoon. There is the estuary part. There are the great views over the Atlantic. It's a really wonderful part of the world. And here we are inland a little bit away. Probably, I don't know, 20-minute walk from the sea, possibly here from the coast. And so you're in a lovely little villagey atmosphere set back from Foz do Arelho. So if you like your seaside, this is very worthy of consideration if you're thinking of moving to Portugal or just want to visit for a lovely holiday. Mrs. M was out last night when I was doing my shows last night, brought back some amazing food. So shout out to Central Bar Central Bar in Foz do Arelho. It was a feast. Prawns, sardines, I think some bacalhau brush, some beautiful potatoes, some chips. Really, really good meal. And I was telling you, I was ready for it at about 10:30 last night. So yeah, shout out to Central, great cafe, and this is a lovely vibe. Apparently, says Mrs. M. Do you want to speak to her? She's here again. They're calling for you, crying out for you. Quick look in the mirror. I saw you. It's Munson and Munson, the smashy and nicey of Good Morning Portugal broadcasting. So what was it like last night? I was just talking about Foz do Arelho and the atmosphere out and about.
It was very friendly. Everywhere we went, everyone knew Kate and said hello. And they mistook me for her daughter.
Oh, excellent.
And so everyone kept congratulating her on having a beautiful family.
Suddenly having 3 grandchildren.
So it was really nice. It's real sort of, yeah, it felt really nice. But all the restaurants were fully booked.
Yeah.
And it was like Mary and Joseph looking for a home, like looking for a stable to give. We were just looking for a restaurant, where we could sit down and
not even a stable.
Weary. There was nothing. And so we had to keep walking until we found we got to the Central. And we just sat outside and got a takeaway, and it was delicious.
It was superb.
Yeah.
Thank you, Central.
But it was really nice.
So
it was safe enough. It was a bit hairy because the road's a bit busy, but
that is probably a colloquialism that we need to explain. The food wasn't hairy, everybody. Hairy means dangerous, doesn't it? A bit scary. Scary, hairy. Like a hairy Mary.
No. I said it was a bit scary, not the food, the road.
The road was a bit hairy because there aren't sidewalks, right?
Well, the pavements are a little bit thin.
Okay.
A little bit.
All right.
I'm being asked to wipe somebody's
hairy times, and bums need wiping.
Good morning, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend.
All right, bon fin de semana from Mrs. M there, who I'm hoping is not going to do a nappy change behind me on the garden path there.
No,
thank goodness.
Get a nappy out the car, and you've got the car keys.
Oh, I actually haven't. I don't think. This is a good moment, isn't it? No, I haven't. Sorry, you'll have to break into the car, set the alarm off, and really disturb me even more. So let's have a look. What are you saying, you guys? We'll come back to Foz de Arelho a little bit more later. Margarita, have a great time touring Vacation Carl and Louisa. Thank you, Margarita. I know you made some lovely contributions yesterday. Bon dia. Enjoy your break and good luck with the move. Cheers, John. I know you're settling in nicely. A different part of the journey for you, right? I'm loving the sunsets that you pop up from time to time. Bon dia, my friend. How are the guns doing after lifting all those boxes? Shall I take my shirt off, Frank, and show everybody? Pretty good. Mwah! Don't you hate blokes to do that? But yeah, Frank asked. It had to be done. Morning, mate. Muito bom, senor. Obrigado. Oh, that's going right back at you to Antonio F there. First scouting trip from Mark. Second trip early next year. Then permanent move September to 2022. Good planning. Good planning. Excellent. I have learned a couple of new words and I need to get them in where I can. Very good. Eric's here. Eric Wilson, bon dia all. Actually watching from Furrow this morning. We've signed a lease. We love all this good news. I think I'm going to give you one of these. A Barcelo for you this morning. Portugal national anthem, please. That was it. No, it wasn't. Or is this it? Oh, no, that's not the Portuguese national anthem. Okay, Thunderduck. What was that for the Portuguese national anthem? What's going on here?
It's a baby snail on a snail.
A baby snail on a snail. I'll explain to you what's going on there later, mate. Birds, bees, and snails possibly going on there. Was it just giving birth live on the show? When you do an outside broadcast like this, you just never know what's going to happen next, do you?
It's a snail. Do snails eat slugs?
Portuguese people eat snails.
There's a little baby on it.
Could you just, Digby? Can you get some garlic and some butter, please?
So if you can,
The size of that bad boy. There's the baby caracois, and there's a caracois grande there as well. That big one looks good enough to eat. Put the little one back, and we'll eat the big one, French style. Okay, Carol June Goffen, I'm going to go with. Hi, Portugal from Northern Ireland. So looking forward to our move over in December. Yes, I bet you are. Wonderful. Anything we can help with, let us know. Bucket lists, become a citizen of another country and learn a second language. I wonder where. Louise, Matty, all will be revealed in the vlogs when I catch up. Oh, you got a bit of work to do there. Interesting. Pete, just read on Pure Portugal that QR codes are not always being accepted. And as CEF are not doing their job, you must be very wary when leaving Portugal. Okay, interesting. Take everything, right? Take everything you can that will help you move in and out of the country. Thanks for that, Pete. Good to know. You can always tell a Portuguese person in the UK because they still put that marble crazy paving even in a 3-bed in Neasden. I'm loving the crazy. This is such a Portuguese garden. You can see is it called an espalier there? I mean, that's going to be burdened with fruit at some point, isn't it? I see a lot of kiwis growing on such a structure. But yes, this is the old Portuguese crazy paving. Portuguese paving. Thank you very much for that midlife crisis. Yes, agree. Too much crap happening here. Looking for a little farm to retire to. That's over there, is it? That you're talking about, Carol June. If it's in paper, it might be a problem. Might not have enough definition to be properly read. Okay, so with a QR code, have it on your phone and have the printout as well. Top of my bucket list would try and speak to Seth. Just keep the paper trail going. Don't get stressed. Have a sagrush, Paul. Take it easy. Peter Bleach. I will wave at you as I pull off from the petrol station, having filled up in 3 minutes. Buffering. Oh, this is the Tesla stuff that's running, and this is going to run and run it without a doubt, isn't it? Re-pillow comment. It didn't go unnoticed. It didn't, did it? Colin's here as well. Hello, Colin. Using a V8 is like having a dial-up internet. Even a family electric Kia is faster accelerating. I would have had you down as a non-electric, as a dinosaur juice person, Colin. Or have I misunderstood you there? But yeah, the acceleration is in the electrics, isn't it? I would have thought. And it's the older generation, if I might refer to you as that. I just love the sense of sitting on those big bench seats and hearing the engine go. I mean, we can do that with a sound system inside an electric car now, can't we? Okay, if you use a V8 in Portugal, you must have deep pockets. Exactly. I mean, Nuno was talking last night how he slashed his monthly fuel bill from 400 to 100 euros. That's got to be worth considering, isn't it? And I'm not on the Tesla payroll either. but I wouldn't mind a test drive one weekend. Was wondering where's the energy coming from for the charging the Tesla batteries. I'm sure it's not free and without. True, Nazik, but you know, there's nothing we humans do that doesn't have an environmental impact, right? So we can go around in loops here. I think it's what we're essentially doing, us human beings, is finding the most elegant way to destroy the planet, right? Rather than the worst and grossest ways. That's what we're about. We are a destructive species, and we have to manage that destruction rather than giving ourselves self-hatred about it or being wantonly wasteful. I think it's about balance, isn't it? That shouldn't happen. Oh, this is the QR codes. That's running on in the comments there. I hope you get to the bottom of that, guys. I designed some of the machine for making. No way. It's the 6 degrees of separation moment here on the Good Morning Portugal show. So Gary designed some of the machine for making imperial leather soap in Nottingham. Is that where it came from? Is that what it's, as well as being famous for the Tunes advert, another 70s icon? A second class return to Nottingham, please. A man with a stuffed up nose trying to order a railway ticket. Nottingham is famous for that, for lace, and for imperial leather. I never knew. I think everyone has a bit of brute left. Can't believe anyone that used the whole bottle. Exactly. Well said. GTG. Bon fin semana from Lude. Hello, Lude's in this morning as well. Let's have a look. What else is coming in here? The electricity in Portugal. Most energy comes from eco sources, water dams, and wind, says Antonio F. And Carl was worried about getting smothered by a pillow. Well, he was smothered by snails instead. Someone, oh, I see. Was that about my didgeridoo? Someone grab a pillow. Bring back Louisa. You say the nicest things, everybody. Solar energy is also widespread in Portugal. I charged my electric motorcycle on solar only once I moved, says Matty there. Yeah, you will have healing vibes coming through my didgeridoo. Did he really just say that? Didgeridoo. That didn't go down well, did it? And it sounds like Louise has heard that shut up line before. You will have healing vibes coming through my didgeridoo. Guilty as charged. I think that's what did it for Mrs. M, actually, on those early dates. Yep, it works. Nearly 80% of energy production in Portugal comes from renewables nowadays. It's not that bad. Thank you, Elra. No throwaway barbecue. No, certainly not. We have 3 barbecues, as we expect, about 50 people. And it's not my birthday, but my friend Mario's on the 50th. Well, parabéns to Mario. Good morning from East Algarve. Didgeridoo. I thought I tuned into the wrong show, lol. You're not alone. I don't think I'm going to be doing that again. Unless somebody requests it and some healing. This year's numbers 68.8 from renewable sources, according to the REN, who I think should be trusted on these matters, or I hope they can be. Thank you, Antonia and Elra, for your input on that. Stephen, too true. Yeah, I did say that. Philomena, apparently. Let's change the subject. Philomena is just absolutely amazing. There's nothing she can't do, and she is a strong, inspirational woman. Thanks so much for having her on the show, Carl. It's a pleasure. Clearly, she just influences people in the most positive and wonderful ways, doesn't she? And in the most unassuming way, Pete, as you've discovered. Happy New Home. Thank you very much, Beverly, for that. Appreciate it. Thank you. Nice heart there. Showbiz meets real life. Which bit was which, though? But that happens in years of drought, for instance, low winter and rains there. So the environmental talk is continuing. Cindy B, you guys are so fun. Yeah, I know. Never work with children and animals. Was it to smother the snails, I wonder? I don't know. So many threads afoot again. The snails are great, especially with beer. I do love a snail. I do. And I actually prefer the French style, which you can buy in Lidl. 6 of them in the little tray, smothered in garlic butter. The caracoish are a little bit of a hassle, but I guess if you sit back and enjoy a beer and you're picking away at those like you might be on the Tremoshas, yeah, I get it. But I was brought up on French snails. Well, not entirely, obviously. Or is it obvious? I don't know. But I brought up on the escargot rather than the caracoish. Hi, from a Portuguese living in UK. Love it when this happens. I am so flattered that so many Portuguese people or people of Portuguese extraction tune in here. We are not an expat enclave and never want to be. We want to be a broad and a holistic. I won't use the word church, but community. We serve expats. We help people move to Portugal, but we do not want to be insular in any way with that. So this means so much to us, Elsa, de Frago Cona. And there is your combo, right, of Portugal and UK. They're right there in your name, I'm thinking, de Frago and Cona there. And you're living in the UK. So thank you very much. Yes, and bon dia igualmente to you. And Hank, in my case, I should learn another language, just learn 5, but only speak 2 well enough. Wow. Antonio, you genius. And Cussons and Rayleigh are famous in Nottingham. So Cussons, I remember that part of it. And Rayleigh must be another part of the soap-making empire that brought the world imperial leather. So let's quickly, in the last few minutes, let's have a quick look at Lonely Planet. Actually, no, I'll play you my video first, and then we'll have a quick look at Lonely Planet's summation of Foz de Arelho, where we're broadcasting live from this morning. And this is me. I don't know, about 2 months ago. Seems like a long time ago. We cram a lot in for sure. This is me driving out of Caldas and finding out what was at the end of the street. Sorry about the wind on this, but it's inevitable when you're on a coast. Olá, boa tarde from Portugal. Munson here from the Good Morning Portugal show in Expats Portugal. Forgive me, I haven't combed my hair, but I had to share this with you. Drove into Caldas de Arelho, the nearest town to me, and then decided to drive out of town. And then after about 10 minutes, I'm here. I'm going to show you what I've chanced upon at what feels like the end of the street, basically. It might be a bit of a clue that you can hear the sound effects and the wind. Maybe that's an unbearable amount of noise pollution for you that's coming through on the microphone, but forgive me for that as well. Check this out. Sorry for the wind, which is not the first time I've said that in my life, but look, I think we've chanced upon Foz de Arelho, not far, 10 minutes from Caldas de Arelho. There's the Atlantic for you on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Isn't that fantastic? Sorry about the wind effect. It's a bit blustery today, but it's a beautiful day, and I think you can see the inlet there of Foz de Arelho over there in the distance. Just give you another panorama of that of the Atlantic again. Just wanted to share this with you. The Silver Coast, part of. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So, wishing you from Portugal bon fin de semana. Have a great weekend. Take care. See you tonight, maybe in the man cave, or Monday morning when we're back on the Good Morning Portugal show. Take care and bye for now. Now, you don't get to see the estuary there. I think that's another picture or video I must have made, but it's so beautiful when it goes into the estuary and then onward towards the lagoon. It's just a fabulous area. It really is. What do Lonely Planet have to say about it? Let's have a quick look at what they're saying. Let's accept their cookies, shall we? Can we not just agree on the internet that if we're going to be using people's websites, we accept their cookies? How much time are we wasting as a species clicking that button when we're all going to just be clicking it anyway? Honestly, Foz de Arelho. Welcome to Foz de Arelho with a vast... Do we need reverb for this? With a vast, lovely beach backed by a river mouth estuary. No, we don't. With a vast, lovely beach backed by a river mouth estuary, ideal for windsurfing, Foz de Arelho remains remarkably undeveloped. It would make a fine place to laze in the sun, and outside July and August, it'll often be just you and the local fishers. The beach has a row of relaxed bars and restaurants. Yes, shout out to Central, where we got the lovely food from last night. The town is a 15-minute walk inland. I put that at 20, didn't I? But there you go, 15 is all it is. There's your map to show you the topography of the area. Actually, if I take that down a little bit, you can see. Yes, let me take it down a little bit more. So on your screen there, you're seeing this wonderful waterway. Comes in neck of the whole place here from the Atlantic. It gets calmer. It's lovely where the river meets the sea, actually, and you can see huge fish next to the breakwaters there. Is that what they're called, or spits or whatever? And then you can see you're moving into where the lagoon is. The Óbidos lagoon, I think, is connected up to all of that. What a fabulous part of Portugal, and so many lovely little cafes where you can eat, and you can hire little boats and so on, and have a little paddles. And what are those stand-up surfboard things called? Paddle boards. I think you can do that here as well. So there you go. A very brief intro there. That was a bit tight, wasn't it? Lonely Planet. But they pretty much summed it up there. I'd thoroughly recommend it, heartily recommend it to the house. I didn't think it was a river mouth estuary at Foz, but a lagoon. So a bit of both, I think, Mark. Definitely jaw-dropping scenery. You know it well, don't you, Jacqueline CDM? Beautiful photos that you take of the place. Thanks for the show. Loved it. Hope you guys have a relaxing weekend. We intend to. We do. We're gonna have a lovely time in Lisbon. And rally. Sorry, I have that as rally, Gary. So they're famous for that as well in Nottingham, making bicycles, just as they are here in Portugal as well, which was a bit of a well-kept secret until we discovered last year that Portuguese bike sales absolutely rocketed in the pandemic times. I think that just about does it. Thank you for all your comments and your input, and for being so wonderful to Mrs. M yesterday and giving her a warm welcome. And we'll do that again. We'll figure out a way for us to have more Mrs. M on the screen. And yeah, have a what's this? Hold on a minute, Mark Rigby. What's the name of the river then? Hint: there isn't one. Oh, okay. So there isn't a river. It just goes into a lagoon. Okay, I've got you. Mark knows about these things in a way that I clearly don't. Thank you, Mark, for that. Bit of didgeridoo to finish, I'm wondering. And I think I'm the only one wondering that. So we'll give that a miss. You just have a bon fin de semana to all of you. Thanks again, Kate. Lovely to be able to be broadcasting from your garden. Other gardens considered. Have a great weekend, everyone, from Bob. So keep those greetings coming in for everybody, and I'll lay them over the outro. Have a superb weekend, and we will see you, dear friends, on Monday. Ciao, ciao for now.